Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wings of Redemption, real name Jordy Jordan, and Wings is somebody who has spent his entire life getting pissed off at games like Call of Duty live on stream for the entire world to see. And of course, if you're seeing him on this channel, you can imagine this guy's had a pretty unsavory past as well. Wings is somebody who has previously stated that he believes the age of consent should be lowered by 6 years. You do the math.
12.
There's also many clips of him online that show him to be somebody who treats animals horribly.
I just watched a video, Kittens and Caboodles, and it told me kittens always land on their feet. So I took this cat and I kept throwing him up to see if he'd land on his feet. Well, eventually the cat broke its...
Oh my gosh. You guys ever put a dog to sleep?
Yes.
Yeah? How did you choose the time?
Rifle.
Nice
Shit,
dog.
you're gonna pay $70 for a $2 bullet.
I wonder if you think about the dog in the same way that I do. You don't go in the back of your subdivision by the swing set where 5 neighbors can see your yard and start killing your dog.
No, you take him to the swamp. You live in North Carolina. There's swamps in North Carolina. I guarantee it. There's one called Hunting Swamp. It's about 6 miles from here. There's a bridge. You go there, you let them out, you shoot them, let them draw right out into the swamp.
And then you let them, just fall into the swamp?
Fall into the swamp.
Yeah, I'm not doing it that way.
But something I mentioned at the beginning of the video is going to tie into what we're seeing today in a major way, because while Jordy used to get really mad at trolls on Call of Duty and freak out and break his equipment, now he's getting really mad at the people in his real life. Because just last night, Wings was live with Boogie2988, his wife, a bunch of other people, and they were all attending Keemstar's Fat Camp, because Keem is running some streams where Boogie and Wings are trying to lose weight. I can imagine it's not going very well just by looking at them. But in the clip you're about to see today, Wings is sitting there next to Keemstar, and Wings just looks miserable. Now, that's not anything out of the ordinary. If you ever click on a Wings of Redemption stream, he is always looking like he's just completely void of life. He doesn't want to be there. And I mean, shit, you can go back like 10-15 years and find tons of videos of Wings having the worst attitude about being a content creator. Even from day one, it seemed like he didn't really want to be doing this, he just knew it would get him a good paycheck. And that has never been more true than it is in modern day, considering he agreed to go on Keemstar's Lolcow show with Boogie. They do it every week, and Wings, do you really think he wants to be on a show where he has to be labeled as a lolcow? This is something he fought against the trolls with for years, saying, don't be treating me like that, man, I'm not no fucking lolcow. Well, now, for a certain amount of money, you bet your ass he is. And so Wings gets up on that show, and again, just a complete ball of just misery and sadness every time I see him on screen. And all of that seemingly culminated in the clip you're about to see here, because he's sitting on the couch next to Keemstar, and then out of nowhere, a fight breaks out. Now, before we get into anything else, I know I'm talking a bit, but I just want to say, this is probably staged. They probably went over this beforehand and were like, hey, Wings, get into a big fight with Keem. Let's, push him around a little bit. And then eventually your wife will come into the picture. And I mean, why would I not think that? This is the same show that had Boogie fake cancer. Like what do you expect? It's to get more reach, to get more, viral clicks. And trust me, it will. This video's getting made at the end of the day, isn't it? But, why would Wings agree to do this? That's the question I want to pose going into this. If it's real, Wings is a piece of shit. If it's fake, why would you give your trolls so much ammo? And why would you agree to put your hands on your wife the way you did? So no matter what way you look at this, just know it's going to end with Wings looking like not only like a complete ass, but also an abuser.
Fly down and scout the place and check out stuff you know what I mean? I don't have time for that. I gotta do a show every fucking day.
Here's a mistake that you made. Here's a mistake that you made. A $32,000 mistake. If we did this in April, we could have done this at Lord Rush's place for free with gigabyte internet. But you wanted it faster.
Wait, 355. All those waters.
Here's a mistake that you made.
What's that?
You think I'm gonna forgive you for this?
I don't give a fuck.
You say that. I promise you will.
Now, let's say this is real, right? And Wings is just a really fidgety, angry man because he's going through fat camp right now. He's not being allowed his daily allotted Pepsi and chili, and he's just very moody. But like, if this is an argument over logistics and how much it would cost to do this at a different time, like the business aspects of everything, well, I'm just gonna say that if it comes down to Wings and Keemstar and you have to pick one to like plan an event, I'm gonna go with Keemstar, probably. It's not like Keem's this master showrunner, it's just the fact that Wings would be terrible at it. If you let Wings run the show, you guys would be sitting on your computers playing Rainbow Six Siege all night.
Sabotage the brand, sabotage...
I'm not sabotaging the brand for a lie that you made.
Yeah.
I'm not sabotaging
yeah,
the brand.
you are.
You creating a lie sabotages the brand.
And you're even calling it a lie. You know?
It's a fucking lie.
You're even calling it a lie.
What part of it is not a fucking lie?
You're calling it a fucking lie.
What part of it's not a fucking lie? Tell me which part of it.
It's not a lie.
Look right there.
It's a setup.
That's not a setup. It's a fucking lie.
Why are you getting loud in my face?
Because I fucking can.
Dude, are you fucking... Are you fucking serious? You better stop.
Hey,
you better stop.
Wings, chill.
You better stop.
Wings, chill.
So from what I'm seeing so far, and I will just give my full honest opinion here based off of the evidence that is in front of me, this seems like it is Andy Ditch levels of fake. Like, I don't have any proof of that, obviously, but I watch enough wrestling to know it. Like, this is a classic standard wrestling pull-apart brawl. Like, there's numerous reasons why I feel like this is fake, and there's a few I think it could be real, such as Keemstar losing his hat, and like, you don't see that every day. Wings' belly was also in view, but I'll just say this. Had this big bastard started charging at me, I'd have wailed on him. Like, why were no punches thrown? That's the biggest thing about it. Maybe you're like, you know, they're friends, they're business partners, they're not going to actually hit each other. I don't know about that, man. I've seen my friends get into fights, and it's never like, I'm gonna push you, and I want to put my hand in your face. Like, maybe it's just a normal little tussle, and neither of these guys were really about throwing punches. They weren't trying to hurt each other. I'm just trying to make sense of this, you know? Because Wings seems very, very agitated. Keemstar seems like he's had enough. They get up. They kind of go chest to chest in very slow motion here. And, I mean, like, there's one push. There's another. I will say Wings putting his hand, like, directly in Keemstar's face does make me go, maybe that's true. They get a little bit of, like, a off-kiltered, you're not supposed to see this camera view. The camera cuts, and when it comes back, you can just hear what's going on in the background. And this is just all to set up what's really about to go down soon. Because this fight between Keem and Boogie, like, again, we're just determining here whether it's fake or not, but what happens later, whether staged or not, will make Wings look so much worse than he does right now. So things die down for a couple of minutes, right? Wings is nowhere to be found, neither is Keemstar, and Boogie's like showing off that he got a really good angle of the fight on his phone, only pushing that this is more for views than it is anything else. However, in the modern day, you know, anytime there's a fight, the guy who gets the best angle is going to be showing that off, so can't really blame him for that. But I imagine right now, wherever Wings is at, he's probably giving his wife a pep talk. He's saying, Kelly, you're gonna do so good taking that bump. And by bump, you know, for wrestling fans, that means getting dropped. For party goers, that means something else. But Kelly, I want these views so bad. I want them so fucking bad. But yeah, I'm gonna finally spoil it. Wings does push his wife to the ground. She lands on like this table. It's not like a theatrical wrestling thing where like he picks her up, puts her through a table or nothing. He shoves her to the ground. She lands on this like I guess it's a table. I don't really know what it is. But no matter if this is fake or if it is real, you are now somebody who is on camera putting his hands on his wife. You can quote me on this, because if I ever find myself in this situation, I want you guys to call me out on it. You couldn't pay me $1 amount to be like, hey, Miss Smokey, I'm about to throw you on the ground. Like, you might get hurt and all, but, like, really, we need these views. Like, you know, I wanted them so fucking bad. You know, I want these views so bad. I want this clout. I want to have, like, you know, more views on our podcast. I just couldn't imagine that. So, I'm just gonna go off the fact that this is real, because I can't imagine that Wings agreed to be now known as like this abusive husband on the internet, because that's what he's now going to be known as. Like, don't get it twisted. His trolls have always been at his neck, but now they have good reason to yet again. And I'd imagine that Wings knows this. For years he was so against doing like even the lolcow show because it would give his trolls more ammo. So I imagine if it is faked, it's because Keem threw some ridiculous dollar amount for him to now be the bad guy of the show, because Boogie had his whole situation last summer. You can't do it with him again, so now it's your turn, Wings. Again, I'm just looking for reasons why this would be faked, but at the end of the day, I can't believe Wings would put himself in this situation where now all he's ever going to be known as is the guy who threw his wife down on that stream that one time.
Dude, that's bullshit.
That's insane.
That is such bullshit. What even set him off?
And he's getting loud in my face. So I got in his face. I'm like, are you serious? And then he started pushing me. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna swing. You keep doing that. And he went to go grab me like this. Yeah. Like, that's where this came from.
Retro Super Chatted $20.
And I kept saying, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you.
I'm glad.
And then he wouldn't fucking, and then somehow it got broken up or whatever. He goes, I'm not bitch made. You think I am?
So Keemstar's trying to explain what happened in the fight, and really his whole explanation is it was all a blur. It all happened so fast, and you know, he said he's not bitch made. You think I'm bitch made? I mean, neither of you guys threw a punch. You just kind of pushed at each other. It was like a sumo match that Wings like vastly outweighed you in. Keem makes sure to show off that bright red scratch mark he's got on his neck, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was real. This wasn't like a full-on fight. It was more of a shoving match, and I wouldn't be too shocked to know that Wingo was clawing at people. He seems like someone who will just scratch and claw, which, you know, he said he's not bitch made, but there's really nothing more bitch made than getting into a fight and just, you know, scratching at your opponent, clawing at them like a big cat. And before you know it, he comes charging in like a fucking wildebeest, and shit hits the fan. So let's look at this again in slow motion, and you tell me, is there any other way to chalk this up other than Wings throwing his wife to the ground? In the hours since this has happened, Kelly has claimed that she tripped, and Wings keeps saying, oh, it was a mistake, I didn't actually push her down, she slipped. Like, you can't be serious when it's that cut and dry on camera. There's nothing you can say about it. I get, right, that they may have chalked this up and been like, Wings, push her down. There will be something there to break her fall. Not really. Not really. There was no give to that shit at all. But so it's like, what is this? If this was staged, why is Wings like, yeah, man, it's cool. The whole internet can call me an abuser, because we are. We absolutely are. And if this is real, then you're just straight up an abuser. Like, why would you put your hands on your wife, even for content purposes? This isn't like some, oh man, this is crazy, I can't wait to see what happens next. This is alright dude, can we just ban this guy? And I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure Keemstar said he won't be on the show anymore, although that, my friends, we'll have to see to believe. But I don't know about you guys, I can already see it now. Give it a couple weeks, a couple months, Wings will be doing his stream, getting super chats saying, dude, you put your hands on your wife, you're a scumbag, and he'll be like, man, don't you know anything about, like, you know, scripting and, like, how we do shows? Like, of course, man, she knew I was going to put my hands on her. Like, stop trying to make this something that's not. I can see him now trying to pretend like this is no big deal somewhere down the line. But if everything they're saying is to be believed, which, again, take it with a massive grain of salt, Wings is gone from the show. Keemstar's all shaken up because he did not see this coming. He did not expect Wings to charge at him like this, let alone then turn his anger to his own wife. So, yeah, I'm a bit conflicted on this, but, like, I'm 99% sure this is all something they drummed up. Of course, now you see Wings looking at his wife, telling her to downplay it. Other women are running in, being like, get off of her. And I can understand why they'd be upset if this was real. Like, you just saw Wings push his wife to the ground, who, may I add, by the way, Wings' wife, Kelly, has gone through major weight loss. So good on her, but I mean, why would you stay with this guy after that? Again, even if it's staged, this is your husband coming to you and saying, hey, you know, can I harm you on camera just so we can get some extra clicks? Hey, can I throw you to the ground so that Twitter talks about me more? And again, what does he think he's going to get out of this? Is it the all publicity is good publicity method where it's like, well, at least we get a ton more viewers now, all people going to call Wings a piece of shit, when it's like Wings has been trying to fight against this for years, that he's not a bad guy, the trolls need to knock it off, and now it's only going to get exponentially worse, and he can blame nobody but himself, because what did we just see on camera? Wings throwing his wife to the ground. There she is. There's Kelly right there. She does not look too happy with this, but of course, I don't know. I don't know. No matter which way you cut it, this is awful. If it's real, Wings has just straight up thrown his wife to the ground, and if he's doing it live here on camera, I'd hate to know what happens off the camera. And if it's scripted, Wings, what is wrong with you? Why would you go through with this? Because now there's footage of you out there putting your hands on your wife, and it's just, it's exactly what people always accuse you of, Wings being a complete and utter piece of shit. This was a long-ass stream that they were doing, so I don't know where exactly this happened in, like, the many hours they were live, but this edit right here was found over on Breaking Banquet's channel, and that will be found in the link in the description below. Dude makes awesome content on Wings, and if you want to know more about this guy, I suggest going over there to check it out. But, like, this was happening all day yesterday on this stream. Wings, at some point, you know, of course, put his hands on his wife. Boogie had a major health complication at one moment and fell asleep while they were watching a movie. They played that up like he almost died, but again, here he is, fine and well, so I can imagine that wasn't that big of a deal. Boogie himself had a bit of another freak out, but anytime he freaks out, it's again, like, it reminds you of the fake cancer thing. You remember the Tipples freak out from last summer? Well, that was when he got exposed for faking cancer, and he went on that long, bombastic, really just over-the-top freak out that now, when you look back on it, looks staged as fuck. So, with this going on, I don't know. I don't know what the outcome was supposed to be. If they really didn't see this happening and this was all legit and off the cuff, then, you know, Wings, it's just on Wings. Wings is the one who looks like the biggest piece of shit here. And again, I mean, even if it isn't staged, Wings still looks like the worst person in the room. It would just make no sense why anyone there would think this was a good idea to go through with. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And yeah, I can just not believe I'm doing a Wings of Redemption video right now. But all this shit happened, and I thought I'd talk to you guys about it, because I don't know what to think here. But I want to thank you all for watching the video, and if you like this, we got a whole ton more content on the channel. Just dropped a new Cyrax video yesterday, and I'm pretty sure you'll find something you like. So until I see you guys in the next one, go follow me over on Twitter at SmokeyMcC. I'm always talking about this crazy shit over there, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, stay safe and have a very good rest of your day, ladies and gentlemen.